Okay, so here we have the start of Inachi's Nyotai experiment. This is the starting state, and we have the lovely Codemaster Redgrave, just kind of lying there on this bed of sushi stuff, and around her there are the avatars who have arrived at this event. And you see particles sort of just, flying around that from the avatars who are trying to buy the sushi off her. You see, that's the idea of the event. Basically, avatars come in and they buy sushi off this performance art / semi-nude. Well, semi-nude, yes, because nudity would not actually be revealed until the semi-impossible goal of getting all the sushi purchase actually occurs. So yeah, this is basically roughly a 1,000 times fast forward version of this entire event, which actually lasts a lot longer than expected, primarily because a lot of people came in rather confused about what to do, and actually also because this is the first time I believe that this event has ever been tried on SL, and there were some updates to their in-world commerce system so that setting the price things was not as before. And so I actually haven't been doing very much merge turns and stuff in the past few months, and so when I was actually setting this up, I didn't set some of the prices right or something, and actually the permissions rather. For some reason the permissions were just totally offset, although the first one was the right set. So I think it's just basically a change to the permission and the pricing system. Anyways, so people are trying to buy it, but at first some of these are actually not buyable. So hence why you don't see much progress. Although some are, so you are starting to see some sushi disappear. So some of these particles are getting to useful sources. Okay, so Second Life, for those of you new to Second Life, when avatars, point at something, these particle things, kind of emerge from their hand. Kind of like magic. Whew. Yeah, so like you could, all these particle stuff, they float everywhere. That's like from avatars, reaching their avatar hand out and, kind of doing the action at a distance thing, have force at a distance thing, it's grab at the stuff without having to actually walk up to it and do complicated precision motion, which is actually not easy in Second Life because Second Life doesn't actually have a live active puppetry system. Like you can't upload animations in real time to Second Life, so you have to split them up into tiny pieces and upload them at 10 lindens, or roughly 3 to 5 cents per animation. And animations are limited in scope as well as details. For example, animations, Second Life animation BVH format doesn't support hands, finger gestures. So if you want to create this totally meticulous, crazy version of some piano guy playing piano, you can't have him look accurate and stuff. So that kind of sucks. Right. So right, there's a lot of people here now. This is actually roughly 1/16 of the screen that I was recording at. The resolution is low, both to make it good for the internet and other stuff. Oh, right now, yeah, as you see, I'm kind of zooming in and all that, and selecting stuff, because this is when I noticed. Well, this is when I finally realized. I think Cody was trying to IM me, but I was overloaded with IMs, kind of the usual on SL. So I was trying to change the price stuff rapidly, selecting, checking that everything is marked for sale and permissions are right, that it's the next person can take it and all that. I think some of them were set to buy copy instead of buy original or something, and so people were actually buying the same thing over and over again, and so they weren't disappearing. Now the idea is that they would buy original, quote unquote, in the sense that each sushi that they buy is original in spatial location that they buy. So it's kind of like an interesting new notion and value in the sense that all the sushi, well, actually not all of them, many of the sushi look the same, but it's just some of them are in different locations, and location is, I don't know. I wonder whether, if that notion from real life, in real estate, we actually apply, to the avatar body, Right. So, anyways, I actually finally finished checking, all the prices and the permissions and stuff. So again, this is fast forward at like 1,000 times faster than the actual recording. So it's been, like I think almost an hour by now. Actually, I have to mention that it's not really linearly fast forward at 1,000 times. I've sort of done some interpolated editing. So like, for example, some segments had basically nothing there, and so they might have been just cut or made way faster. And some, when some things did happen, those might be slightly slowed down. So there's no exact way to gauge time. I wish I had some sort of timer counter or something put in place, but well, that's something to note for next time. So yeah, you see a lot of particles, and there are different colors. In Second Life, you can actually customize the color of these magical particles that come out of your hand. It's really cool. So yeah, you said like green and like pink particles, and like all sorts of other colors from different people. Right. Again, this is cropped, so there's actually a bunch of people surrounding Cody, except partly for anonymity, and partly to save bandwidth. It's kind of cropped only to Cody because she's already gained all the fame for this, right? And now this is when Cody crashed, and I'm not sure if it was because the group noticed that I was starting to mass send to get more people to attend. Yeah, I think it's at least an hour or 2 or 3 has passed by now, and I was kind of disappointed that oh, actually no, an hour has passed only, and yeah, there we go, there. An hour has passed because the camera kind of just zoomed over to the stage show. We actually had simultaneously the opening of more or less a one-off performance by more or less a new production sub-company, the SO Shakespeare Repertory Players, opening at 2 p.m., like after Cody's 1 p.m. opening. And that's basically, well, an Elizabethan era, totally Elizabethan era accurate production of a scene from 12th Night. I mean, to the extent where the female in that scene, Maria, actually has stubble on her cheeks. Interesting. Although she's actually played by a girl in real life. We basically, just took the same actors from our regular open-ended run, which is at the Globe Theater down, actually up northeast from the Blackfriars, which is where we are right now. Yeah, this event is actually happening at the Blackfriars Theater in Shakespeare's Second Life, which is kind of on the same sim as the Globe Theater, but the Globe Theater is actually on 4 sims, so it's on 1/4 of the Globe Theater sims. Okay, that sort of makes sense, right? So, right, anyways, back to Cody, kind of zoomed in a bit more so that you can kind of see that this leaf has been, totally bought off. I should have linked it because it's kind of floating there. It looks really awkward. But it's cool. Somebody bought a leaf, and I think those are pretty pricey.